Hello, and welcome back to Everyday English, Everyday You. I'm Pick Miller. Today, we're doing something a little different, slower, softer, and, I hope, a little kinder to your ears and to your learning heart. We invited a special guest, Elena Rossi, a polyglot and language coach who loves to tell her mistakes out loud so other people don't feel so alone. Elena, welcome. Hi, Pick. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to talk about mistakes. Yes, the messy, glorious, embarrassing kind. I still remember some of mine so clearly. Good. That makes our job easy. Today, we won't spend this episode drilling grammar rules. No. Instead, we'll share stories, little aha moments, and practical habits that helped us learn from our mistakes. The goal is to help you practice listening to natural, kind conversation, and to remind you, mistakes are not failure, they're data. Exactly. Think of mistakes as little signposts, pointing the way. They tell you what needs attention, and, importantly, they help your memory. When you correct something after making it, your brain usually remembers it better. Right. Okay, let's start with the roadblocks. Those early errors that made us cringe later. Elena, do you want to go first? Sure. So, one of my favorites, I used to say, I have 25 years when talking about my age. I learned early on that in English you say, I am 25, or I am 25 years old. But at first, I directly translated from Italian, ho 25 anni, I have 25 years. People would smile politely and then repeat, you're 25. And I'd feel, oh, so small, so silly. But it stuck with me. That one is common. I remember my students saying, I have hunger, instead of, I'm hungry. Small differences, big feelings. I also remember mispronunciations, like saying sheet when I meant a common household item. No, wait, you know what I mean, those minimal pair traps? Oh yes, minimal pairs are brutal. Ship and sheep caused me endless confusion. I ordered sheep stew in a restaurant once. Okay, not really, but almost. And other times, I used idioms too literally. I once said to a colleague, I will take a photo with my heart, trying to say I will remember this in my heart. He looked at me like, that's poetic and confusing. Listen, I love that. Those literal translations are so human. They show you were trying to express something meaningful. That's important. For our listeners, these kinds of errors are perfectly normal, especially when your first language has different structures, tenses, or prepositions. Prepositions. Ugh, I spent months saying on the bus and in the bus wrong. In the bus sounded like I was inside a fish tank. Slowly you learn, but it's slow. And that slow is okay. Let's move now to how you notice those errors, the aha moment of correction. Elena, how did you usually realize you were making a mistake? Many ways. Sometimes a friend corrected me directly. Other times I heard a native speaker say something slightly different and my ear kept nagging. Once I watched a TV show and there it was, a phrase I used often, but they said it differently. I had that click. Oh, that click is golden because it wakes up your awareness. When you're aware of the difference, you can start practicing it intentionally. Yes. Awareness is the first step. I tell learners, cultivate noticing. Pay attention to what native speakers actually say, not just textbook sentences. Record yourself. Listen. Often, people are surprised by their own pronunciation, rhythm, or word choice when they hear themselves back. I did that. I remember listening to a recording and hearing my own hesitation, lots of and you know between words. It was a little shocking, but also freeing. I realized I could practice pausing instead of filling the space with noise, and that change made my speech clearer. That's a great tip. Listeners, if you can, record a short 30-second description of your day and listen back. You might notice patterns, words you overuse, pronunciation you want to work on. It's not to shame you, it's information. Yeah, and sometimes the aha moment comes from embarrassment, like when a misunderstanding leads to something funny. I once said, "I'm full," after a meal to a coworker who had a different cultural meaning for that phrase. It led to a long, awkward pause and then a conversation about portions. But I learned, and we laughed. Those funny moments are gifts. They make the lesson memorable. Okay, let's be practical now. How do we move past a mistake? Elena, what habits helped you most? First, I kept a tiny error log, just a notebook where I wrote the mistake, the corrected version, and a short note about the situation. For example, I have 25 years. I am 25 years old, said at a party. Then I revisited the list weekly. It's simple, low pressure, and you see progress. I love that. An error log turns shame into data. For listening practice specifically, because our episode is aimed at improving listening, try these habits. Listen to short, slow conversations, then shadow them sentence by sentence. Repeat immediately after the speaker, matching rhythm and intonation. Shadowing trains your ear and your mouth at the same time. Yes, shadowing is powerful. Also, use subtitles intentionally. Watch with subtitles in English, then watch again without them. Or watch first with subtitles in your language to get context, then switch. I recommend making one short clip your focus clip. Listen to it every day for a week until it feels comfortable. Great! Add to that, ask for feedback. If you have a language partner, ask them to gently correct you or to repeat what you said in a more natural way. And when someone corrects you, say, "Thanks, I will try that," and then try it immediately. That immediate activation helps the new form stick. Also, be kind to yourself. Perfectionism is a big blocker. I used to erase voice recordings if I hated them. Now I keep them. I can hear progress over time. Progress is not linear. Sometimes you feel like you're slipping, and that's okay. So true. Another concrete habit, work on chunks or phrases instead of single words, idioms, collocations, and small sentence patterns. For example, instead of memorizing take and care separately, practice take care of as a unit. It reduces errors and increases fluency. And practice minimal pairs if pronunciation is a struggle. Ship versus sheep, bat versus bad. Play little listening games. Say one word, the other person repeats, and you guess. Gamify it. That makes repetition fun and low stress. Let's pause. Quick exercise for listeners. Elena, can you say a short sentence slowly, and then I'll repeat it naturally? We'll do it twice, so listeners can shadow. Okay. I'll say, "I might go to the market this afternoon." I might go to the market this afternoon. I might go to the market this afternoon. I might go to the market this afternoon. Listeners, try shadowing that, matching my rhythm. Repeat it 3 times, then use it to make your own sentence. I might go to the library this afternoon, and so on. Small steps. Nice. That was helpful. Another habit, set tiny, achievable goals. Not be fluent in 6 months. Instead, I will listen to a 5-minute podcast 3 times this week and note 2 new phrases. Tiny wins build confidence. And remember to celebrate mistakes that become learning moments. Say to yourself, "I noticed that mistake. Good. Now I'll practice the alternative." That mental framing changes the emotional energy from shame to curiosity. I can give an example. I used to confuse since and for. I said, "I have lived here since 5 years," which is wrong. After a few corrections,
I made a little song in my head. For a long time, since a starting time. Ridiculous, but it helped. Songs, rhymes, or silly stories stick.
I love it. Silly memory tricks are underused. Okay, as we head to the last segment, final thoughts and encouragement, what would you say to a listener who is so discouraged they want to quit? First, you're not alone. Everyone feels stuck at times. When you hear other people's fluent speech, it can seem impossible, but fluency is built from thousands of tiny errors corrected over time. Give yourself permission to be a beginner in many things. Keep listening. And, very practical, listen to things you enjoy. If you like cooking, listen to a cooking video in English. Interest keeps motivation alive. Yes, and remember, your goal is communication, not perfection. If someone understands you and you keep learning, you're succeeding. Also, slow down when you're nervous. Speed often causes mistakes. It's okay to pause. Pauses are part of natural speech. And ask for help. Say, "Could you repeat that more slowly, please?" People are usually happy to help if you ask kindly. Use your mistakes as maps. They show you the route. Follow them. One last quick list of practical things to try this week. 1. Record a 30-second voice note and listen back. 2. Keep a tiny error log. 3. Shadow one short sentence daily. 4. Learn one chunk or collocation. And 5. Ask a partner for one small correction. Those 5 things, tiny and doable, will move you forward. And I'll add, laugh at yourself sometimes. Humor reduces fear. When you can laugh at a small mistake, it loses power. You'll be surprised how light you feel and how quickly you try again. Beautiful. Okay, listeners, thank you for spending this slow, kind time with us. Elena, any closing words? Just this. Keep making mistakes. Keep listening. Keep trying. Every mistake is a step. You're closer than you think. And be gentle with yourself. Amen. If you liked this episode, try the short exercise we did, shadowing that sentence, and maybe send us a voice note with your recording. We'd love to hear how you're using mistakes as learning moments. Until next time, I'm Pick Miller. And I'm Elena Rossi. Keep going. You're doing great. Bye for now.